Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mason if you're new to the channel, but today we will be going over Psalms chapter 1, verses 2 through 3. And I've been just kind of sitting here thinking about it, and I feel like God is really speaking to me about fruit, and I'll get there whenever I read the passage here. But whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night? That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Whenever I read this, and I've just been kind of thinking about it, I wrote it down to put on my bathroom mirror because it's another verse I want to memorize. I just recently started doing that because I want to get better at scripture memorization and storing it up in my heart. When I was reading planted by streams of water, yields its fruit in season, I don't know, I guess the Spirit was just working within me with it, fruit, and I was like, taste and see that the Lord is good, know us by our fruit. Like, these verses just started popping up in my head, and I did have to look them up. I don't know where these verses are off the top of my head. And taste and see is actually in Psalm 34. It says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. And I just think that God oftentimes is not as hard to understand. Like, I'm not saying we can understand everything, but I think sometimes we think it's really hard to understand God, but he really does try to break things down for us and relate to us. He's talking about tasting and seeing that the Lord is good. When you taste fruit, like you get a blackberry, I feel like this happens the most with blackberries. Blackberries either are really good or they're really bad. And so, like with fruit, you have to taste and see that your fruit is good. Kind of what I was meaning by the whole thing with the blackberries. If you are one of those people that people taste your fruit, and I don't mean that in any weird way. I just mean in the sense of like the way you portray yourself, the way you engage with other people, the way you interact with other people. If you're not producing good fruits, like the fruits of the Spirit, God uses fruit in so many different ways. If you're not embodying the fruits that speak to who you are as a Christian, or embodying the fruits that say, I love Jesus and I love you and I want to show you that love. Sometimes love is tough, and sometimes good fruit doesn't always have to be happy and feeling great and everybody's okay. Sometimes it looks like being real with someone, like honest, open. One of the things I was kind of thinking about is fruit tastes good. It's appealing to the eye. And so what are you portraying whenever you're producing your fruits? Are you portraying good fruits? Like, because what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 7 is that by their fruit you will recognize that this is 7:16. And then he goes on later in verse 19 of chapter 7, every tree that does not bear good fruit will be cut down and thrown into the fire, hell. Thus by your fruit you will be thus by their fruit you will recognize them. So he's just doubling down on that, because we have to taste and see, just like he's talking about over here, or just like in Psalm 34 David is saying, taste and see that the Lord is good. We still have to do that with other Christians, and we still need to exemplify the Lord in our walk, in our daily life. It's really important because fruit grabs your eye. Whatever fruit you're producing, whether you're producing good fruit or bad fruit, people are watching, people are noticing. I just thought that fruit was a really cool thing to think about today. I know it's kind of weird, and maybe some of the ways I said some things might sound kind of weird. I think God doesn't always make things so difficult for us to understand, and he knows how to relate to us because we are his creation. But yeah, that's my thoughts for today. Y'all have a good one.